Okay, I'm going to try and backdoor an idea into your brain. Some of you will immediately get what I'm saying. Some of you, well, hopefully, I don't know, you'll get it by the end. So, this will work best on otakus. Uh, in Japan, they have this sort of cultural, I don't know what to call it, just an interesting cultural quirk, right? They have a lot of them, but they got this one particular one that I'm going to focus on today. You might have noticed it if you've watched a lot of anime or Japanese media. It often comes up in character introductions, character descriptions, stuff like that. You'll see they list the character's name, their birthday, maybe their height, and then their blood type. And you might think, that's a random detail to put in. And then you'll start seeing blood types come up more and more across Japanese media. Less these days, less common these days, to be fair. To be fair, less common these days. But in the 90s and 2000s, this was everywhere. You would find the character's blood type listed as an important fact alongside their date of birth for regular consumers, right? An anime character, a fictional human being's blood type. You might have thought to yourself, that's a bit weird. And the reason for this is that there's a sort of, I don't know if I should call it cultural superstition or what, but there's a belief-ish in Japan that blood types can affect a person's personality, much the same way that you might know someone or yourself who believes zodiac signs, star signs affect a person's personality. In a similar sort of way, there's a thing in Japan that your blood type might have some effect on your personality. Obviously here in the West, we don't believe this. We don't have this cultural artifact. I should have probably looked up where it came from, but I didn't. I think it's also a thing in other East Asian countries like Korea, but I'm not sure. So, there is this thing, this belief that we don't have, that they have, which is that blood types can affect a person's personality. Your blood type says a lot about you as a person, even if not everyone 100% believes it, and even if it's not going to affect your ability to, I don't know, drive a car or get a job or something, it's unlikely. It might have some small impact, but it's unlikely that it will destroy your life if you got the wrong blood type. It may have some impact on the way people see you, But now imagine you're born into that culture, right? Imagine you're born into that culture and you grow up and all around you is this idea that blood type should have some effect on your personality. You're basically instructed to believe this. Not like someone comes up to you and says, "Oi, you're fucking AB blood type. Oh, well, blood type O's fucking hate you and then we're going to stab you." Like, that's probably not what happens. It's probably more like, there's this cultural meme, this sort of idea that, oh, I have this sort of blood type, so I should have this sort of personality. And I'm like 5 years old, so, maybe I should try and emulate that personality. And then by the time you're in your 30s or whatever, that's just become a part of who you are. Or something like that. You could imagine that it would have some impact on the way people behave and the way people view each other. Like if you find out someone's blood type, so, oh, you have the blood type that is supposed to be more empathetic to other people, then your brain is going to start drawing connections like, this person is more empathetic to other people because my brain is pareidolia or whatever the fuck, like I'm seeing connections because now I've been told to look out for this. It's like confirmation bias, right? You can imagine something like that happen. There's a whole range of ramifications, and this may not have any incredible large impact on society in terms of like discrimination or anything, but you could definitely understand how it would have these small impacts, even though blood type is sort of not something that we believe is real, right? We're just sitting here like, well, what the fuck are you guys going on about? Blood types aren't real. They don't impact your they don't do that. They don't do the thing you're telling them to do. No one's saying that blood isn't real. Blood is real, right? Blood is very real. And maybe your blood type is useful in certain medical situations to know, right? We're not saying, none of that. We're not saying like, oh, blood isn't real. No one's saying that. What we're saying is, the way you're sort of talking, the societal implications around the blood type that you're talking about, they're a bit nuts. They're a bit much. You don't need them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. We don't like them. You know, or like, just like maybe not even get rid of them. You might just think like they're not necessary. Like they're not intrinsic in the world. They're a meme. They're a spook, right? They're a spook. They're a cultural thing, construct, right? They're not intrinsic in the world or anything like that. But like they're based on something that is intrinsic in the world. They're based on an aspect of human biology, right? But you may as well have chosen to like you could choose any other random aspect of human biology that's like as something as random as blood type. You might choose eye color or height, or you know you could choose any random aspect to ascribe strange properties to and societal connotations to. You've just chosen this random one to measure this random particular one, right? It's a bit random and weird, and it's mainly sort of not real. It's like a spook. It's a societal meme. You've just chosen to hang on to this one medical concept and sort of draw these broad outlandish conclusions from it. Now, take everything I've just said and apply it to gender instead of blood types. Now you understand what people are going on about. If you didn't already understand what people are going on about. Now you understand what people are going on about. There you go. Take everything I just said, apply it to gender instead of blood types.